I look like a ghost in here. Hold on. I gotta find something to wipe the screen off. It looks like it's foggy for some reason. Maybe it's clearing up. I can't tell. I don't know if it's any better at all. Oh well. All right, guys. Sorry I'm a little bit late. As you guys know, man, whenever duty calls, so family takes priority. So I got to get everybody situated. What's up, Zach? What's up, Ken? Eris in the house. What's going on? What's up, Frank? Oh, no worries, Frank. Man, I don't get bent up about that kind of stuff. People can attend. They can attend. I'm going to do this regardless on Tuesdays. Tuesdays, this is my thing. I love doing it. If I'm free, and so I'll be here regardless. And just whoever wants to hang out can hang out. If it's just me and one person, I'll sit in here and chat with one person. Sun's out, dude. So we went camping. We went camping on the beach this past weekend. And if you don't know, like, it's a heck of a deal for military to camp on the beach on base. And yeah, I got some sun. Like I am pretty. You can't even. Yeah, there it is, right there. Line tan white. So Victor. Yep. So let's see. Just put out that. So the last video I put out, guys. A lot of you guys, Nate, good God, man, you're super generous. That family that's in need. It didn't get as many views as I thought it would, and I think I actually might know part of the reason why that is, and I'm gonna fix it right now because I didn't mean for this to happen. I didn't want any ads in that, and I think it put ads in it. So I need to fix that. Because I posted it while I was camping, and unfortunately, you can't turn those ads off while you're on your phone. I couldn't figure out how to do it. So, anyways, it really killed the metrics for that because I think some people started getting ads mid-video and they turned it off, and I didn't want that. Like, I just wanted to post the video and help that family, and a lot of you guys have helped them already. And I know they're very grateful. That car show that we went to made over $6,000, so that was pretty awesome. I don't know what's going on right now because I haven't read the GoFundMe lately. But the last notification we got was that the little girl had like woken up for like one of the first times in months, I think. So I don't know if they had to sedate her again recently because I think they had a setback. But the girl's battling, man. She's doing good. So. Appreciate everybody who did watch the video and contribute to help that family out. And whatever revenue I get from that video, because I did have ads in it, I'm going to just throw it back into their little GoFundMe thing. Well, I appreciate it, Nate. And I know the family appreciates it. Yeah. So I don't know, man. The way I look at it is I've got 3 kids, and like, I know this is just a small little, like, I have a small channel, and I get that, and I'm very comfortable with what this is, and I just think that, this was my opportunity to use my small medium to do some good, and so I was just trying to do something like that. What's good, Victor? I haven't seen it today. I'll have to go read it. What's up, Bama? All right, so let's see. What do we got to talk about? So right now, I got a little cabinet over there with a charging station for like USB, micro USB, USB-C, whatever the heck they are now. And right now, we're charging up the Draggy and the phone that's going to be attached to the Draggy. If the weather was going to be nice tomorrow, I was going to take the Fox and do some 0 to 60 pulls in the Fox just to kind of test out the Draggy. Excuse me. But it's looking like it's going to be cold. Now, I might still take the Fox. I just got to put the windows. Well, I got to put all the windows up and the top up. I guess I won't have the back window, but the heat works. So we might still test out the Fox because it's cold weather, so maybe it'll actually perform better than it would have in hot weather. And then we'll get some baseline times for the Draggy, give it a test run. But I'm also considering just testing it out in the Sequoia because I actually think, I don't know, guys. I think the Sequoia might be faster 0 to 60 than the Fox body. So not sure about that. And we got Eris in the house. And guys, I owe a big old thank you to Eris because let me show you what Eris sent us, guys. And I've already told you there's actually quite a few of you guys in here who have, and nobody is obligated to help at all. And so I do really appreciate it when people reach out and they do try and they do offer assistance or, like Stupid Fast Truck, for example, man. I tell that guy, stop. I've had to message him before, stop. You don't have to donate. I appreciate you. I just like talking to you guys. And Stupid Fast Truck, I've enjoyed talking to him for the past 2 years now. But certain people have really gone really out of their way to support this little venture that I've done. And it's just a hobby for me. So, it's really, really flattering. So I've got a video coming up where I am going to recognize several people that are in here, several other people that aren't, and we're going to get them all put on the Fox Trunk of Fame. And I was thinking about it later. I was like, man, if I ever get rid of this Fox body, I'm going to have to hunt down a Fox trunk and swap it out because I have to take that with me. That's part of the channel now. I can't get rid of it. But right now there's no desire to get rid of the Fox. Well, you say it's a powerhouse, but the problem with the Sequoia is it's a beast for sure. It's a tank, but it only has 240 horsepower. So it's not gutless. However, because I think the way that the air intake system works, it kind of adjusts itself to maximize power and fuel efficiency at low RPMs and high RPMs. But I'll say this, hauling my camper, going up a bridge, it's working. It's doing some work. I don't even have a heavy one. It's not doing a ton of work, but it definitely wants to downshift. If you leave it in cruise control, it's going to downshift and it's going to sit at 5,000 RPM until you're over that bridge. So I prefer to just not use cruise control. It's not. It's still good. I've hauled the Fox body all the way to Charlotte too. So it can haul a lot more than my camper weighs. But anyways, down the road we want to get a bigger tow vehicle to get a bigger camper and I want to be able to tow the boss through too also. But I'm getting sidetracked here. 0 to 60 fast Suburban. Man, Ken, I still want to get my kids a go-kart, man. I really do. I want to get the kids a go-kart. My real issue is I don't know where I'm putting stuff anymore. I don't have enough room. All right, I'm getting distracted, guys. Let me turn the camera over here. You can see my camper battery. Oh, man, my laptop's so going to fall. All right, laptop, please don't fall. You can see my camper battery on a tender right here because I didn't want it to go bad. What's up, Mike's Garage? All right. So, down here, as Sublime GT500 likes to call it, we have the, oh shoot. What is this? That's a trash bag. Oh, come on now. Right here, guys. Oh, crap. That's a big old spider. We have the Calmer Stage 3. All right. Here's the Calmer Stage 3. She is not upside down, I don't believe. Nope, I don't think so. I think she's right. Yep, she writes that up. And right here is what Eris has sent us. Eris has upgraded from this is his old MGW race spec short throw, and now he's running a MGW X spec. And so actually I owe Eris some measurements because I think I'm running race spec 2, and I need to measure the distance of the throw because I was actually shocked the difference in the race spec and the X spec. The X spec, he like, Eris, how many centimeters did you cut out? It was like it's like 1.5, right? But yeah, Eris, man, can't thank you enough. You're going to see a video, plus a lot of you guys who have got it. I owe appreciation to a lot of guys, and I'm going to put that out here soon. So please expect that down the pipeline. But I'm kind of he kind of gave this to me as a way to benefit the channel, and I'm kind of half and half on what I want to do. Because I have it right now, I'm really tempted to just go ahead and get it on the transmission. If I can figure out what the heck I'm doing, because I sure don't know. But anyways, I'm very tempted just to put it on there. Oh shoot, leave it like that. I'm sure I'm missing parts of this thing. That's okay. Oh, you know why? It's because I'm freaking putting it on. I'm putting it on backwards. I don't know. I don't know how this thing sits on there. I'm a rookie. Anyways. Let's see. What's up, Sublime? I just watched Matt, I just watched your car video on Ken's channel this morning, or while I was eating lunch this afternoon. 4 centimeters from neutral to gear. Yeah, that's nothing, man. That's actually really awesome. That's probably what I should put on this thing. But anyways, Eris, I appreciate you, man, and we're gonna make good use of it. He kind of gave us a little bit of leeway with it. I can put it on the calendar here, or I just use the one I got whenever the time comes and I swap them over. Or I can sell it and put it toward the blower fund, which is kind of probably the route I should go. Not sure what I should do yet, or what I'm going to do. But Eris, man, I greatly appreciate you, and I hope I can do something to deserve it someday. Who is messaging me now? Sorry, guys. I got to make sure work's not messaging me. All right. It's just my dad. All right, Frank. Have a safe trip, man. All right. Well, I appreciate you, Eris. I do have a couple buddies who I think are in the market here locally, so that might be the way we go. But I feel very uneducated here, so I need to figure out how this thing's mocked up on the transmission. So that's on my to-do list. I mean, I think Sublime is doing a live later, guys. I do believe so. He just said be right back, so he's not here to confirm, but we'll confirm that for him. He'll be going live later. What's up, Car Mob? Oh, man, I tell you what, guys, I've been crazy busy lately, and all right, yeah, I'll have to do that, because the other part of it is, all right, so Eris sending me this really got me thinking, guys, because I was going through my little parts corner over here, because I got a whole bunch of stuff here. We got the Calmer stage 3 here, waiting to go. I've got the BMR safety loop, and what goes with that, obviously, is this guy, which I haven't pulled out in a minute. But we got the one-piece drive shaft, and I think, oh God, my shoulder. I think the time is now to get that thing on the car. I think I've waited long enough. It is time for the one-piece drive shaft to go on the car. So if my wife does end up ever driving the car like she's supposed to, and she owes you guys, she does owe you guys, then it's going to be with a one-piece drive shaft, because I feel like that's on my to-do list here in the near future to get that on. What I'll probably do is go to one of the do-it-yourself lifts, put it up there, and install it. Man, who keeps messaging me? Sorry. My dad keeps messaging me, guys. What's up, Fat Boy Fox? Oh, Chad's in here. What's up, Chad? Chad, where do we stand, man? I sold your supercharger. Yeah. It wouldn't have worked for me, Chad, anyways. I would have had to buy all the other the S197 conversion stuff. I appreciate you though, bro. I was also not only was I too slow, I was too poor. So we've got to make responsibly irresponsible decisions. So when I buy it, it's going to be a responsibly irresponsible decision. But one thing I got going on. Oh. Big news that I hadn't passed yet. Okay, I don't know how I've neglected to talk about this. So I called. Did I tell you guys about Skip Barber Racing School? Have I told you the update, or did I just post it? I think I just posted a picture. So I originally was scheduled. So back in April of last year, I won an intro to racing course from Skip Barber Racing School up at Lime Rock Park, Connecticut, and super stoked to do it. Had it scheduled for October because it lined up with my kid's schedule, but something came up. Kids got sick, or something like that, and I wasn't able to go. So we canceled it. I called him and canceled it. He said, as long as I booked it within a year of winning the certificate, I'm good to go. So I'm like, cool. He's like, yeah, just call me at the beginning of the new year, and we'll get you booked for next year. What's up, Chuck? Oh, that sucks, Chad. I'm sorry to hear that, man. So, back to the story real quick. Sorry. So, guy told me to call call in January, and we'll get you booked. He actually said call in November, we'll get you booked. So I called November, nothing available. He said, call me next month, call me next month, call me next month. Well, I called him last week because he kept saying this to me, and I didn't see anything on the schedule online. I'm like, hey, man, I'm not seeing this Intro to Racing course. Intro to Racing course is a half-day course where you take out the 750 horsepower Roush Stage 3, you run it on the track. Yeah, and I was super nervous about it because they don't let you sign for the track insurance. Like, if you crash that thing, it's coming out of your pocket. So I was really nervous about doing it because it wasn't my car, and I wanted to make sure I was responsible and didn't wreck. Anyways, called the guy about it last week, and he's telling me, and he's like, oh, yeah, we don't have it scheduled. And I'm like, you guys aren't going to have it, are you? And he's like, no, we're not going to have it. And I was like, does that just mean like I'm screwed? Like I just don't win anything? And he's like, no, I got some good news for you. He's like, we're actually going to upgrade you. Like, we're actually going to put you in the racing school. So I'm super stoked. And not only that, it's closer to my house. It's in Virginia, Vice, Connecticut. And Connecticut would have been nice because I could visit family. But Virginia, I can go up there the day before, do the racing school, drive home. And so I'm pretty excited about it. It's a full day event, lots of time behind the wheel. And this time I can actually pay for track insurance, so I can go all out, not have to worry about wrecking, and just have a great freaking time. So I'm pretty stoked about it. The wife already knows I'm planning on going. Another cool thing is I helped, because I won one. I was able to help a friend of mine also win one. And so I'm trying to coordinate with him to where we go up together and kind of carpool, maybe save some gas. But I'm going to hopefully I'll make it a really good video out of it. I'm really excited. It's the only downside is they don't let you do it in the Roush Stage 3s, I don't think. If you did the 3-day school, you'd finish in the Roush Stage 3s doing like actual racing. But this is the one-day school. So what they do is I think they put you in their Mustang GT race cars, which are essentially tuned, stripped out 3 valves. But you know what? Like, I'm super excited. I've always wanted to do something like this. I've always wanted to learn, like actually learn racing. Like I know, like I don't pretend to think I know anything about being a racing driver at all. I just know I love driving my car, and I know how to shift it pretty quickly. But I'm not a race car driver at all, and I love playing Gran Turismo. But I'd love to actually hear from these guys and actually learn something. So I'm super stoked about it. Yeah, I think so too, Victor. All right, what else? What else do we have going on? Let's see. I do have so we did have our first camping trip. So I had, like I said, I got a couple of videos coming out with the Mustangs. There will be a camper video coming out because I'm doing a video of like everything that basically went wrong on the first trip with the camper. I tell you what, there's a group that follows that exact camper I bought, and they're very active. So it's actually worked out really well for the channel. It's gotten a decent amount of traction. So I'm going to keep, periodically peppering those in with the Mustang stuff. I'm trying to do my best to not do those too constantly. But right now in the winter, it has been hard. Well, the end of the winter, it's been hard to get the Mustangs out to do Mustang stuff. We're actually about to go back into a cold spell here tomorrow, but it should be warming up here soon. So I did unfortunately miss Test and Tune on Sunday, which I really wanted to do in the Boss. But we went camping with the boys. But the Boss needs brakes. I've got the Power Stop Extremes sitting back here. I need to swap those on the front. And I think I need to order the rears. Not sure which side is grinding, but one of the sides sounds horrible, and I know it needs to get changed. No, it's not the camping channel. I did leave a generic rides, and you technically could ride in there. But no, I mean, dude, you know what, Stu Fast Truck, you know what it is. Like it's me trying to, I don't know. I'm just trying to document things and enjoy stuff with my kids. Well, my water heater worked fine. We had like generic stuff. So like the shaking of the road, I think, broke free some of the silicone sealant from the walls. So I had to like touch up, I think, like 2 spots. The window, one of those ceilings of the window kind of cracked, and I had to touch that up. The cabinets are really poor. So after opening one, because I got magnets, you're fighting against the magnet. So a lot of that pressure goes onto the actual hinge itself when you're pulling on that magnet. And one of the screws started backing itself out, so I had to fix that up. Oh, I know you were super fast. I appreciate it, Chad. I fixed that. I was very, I watched a ton of videos because I don't want any issues with this thing. I had to spend a little more than I wanted to on it, but I was tired of waiting and not doing this with my kids. Leighton's getting older; he's already 8. But like I tried to knock out as much preventative stuff as possible. I sealed all the floors in the bathroom, make sure no water intrusion got out anywhere. There was a couple other big things that actually happened. I'll have to remember. Oh, the bumper is crap. Like we put a bike hitch on there, and hitting bumps, it was starting to break free the weld. So right now I've got these like big U clamps that I clamped onto it that are holding it steady, and it works great. But I don't like that being a permanent solution because it looks really ghetto. So what I'm probably going to do is take it to a good welder, so I don't have to use I could just use my flux core, but I don't like the way the flux core comes out. So I'm probably going to take it and I'm afraid it'll set my camper on fire because the flux core is really hot. So I'll probably take it to a buddy of mine just to have him zing it real quick for me and just not have to worry about it ever again. I also lost the end caps for the bumper because they immediately just popped their press ends. and any kind of deformation in them just causes them to pop out. So I lost both of them. So that was awesome. That houses your like septic hose, so that really stunk. Oh yeah, for sure, Mike. And like one of the like, you know, the military, there's some perks to it. You know, the healthcare for the family. But like honestly, the like the campgrounds on base, you cannot beat it. You can't beat it. Like $30 a night, man. That's a good deal. Do you work for Dutchman, stupid fast? Because if you work for Dutchman, then they sure did. Well, honestly, Nate, so funny story, Nate. You joke about that, but a welding video, my first video that was ever a big hit was a welding video with my flux core welder, and it really carried me to the promised land. It carried me to the 4,000 watch hours between that and the Carvana video. But that flux core video still gets views to this day. So happy I did it. And it got my MGB on the road too. So that was a big project for me. That was like the biggest project I had ever tackled to that point. But yeah, so I've got a bunch of stuff to knock out here coming up for the cars. Finding time, man, it's brutal. Like I've been itching to get these Flowmasters on the Boss and do the comparison video. It is just brutal finding the time to get it done. Like I don't know how I'm going to do it without taking off work, and I don't want to do that, but I might have to just to knock out I might have to take a day and just knock out as many videos as I can, because it's just the timing is just not working out right now. But I might, I'd love to get the Flowmasters on, do the Flowmaster versus Roush comparison, and then get the car over to the shop, lift it, put it up on the rack, and then I'll have to film the Roushes ahead of time, and then go swap out the Flowmasters and test out the Flowmasters. Stupid fast. I've heard some really bad things from. So Camping World is either, I don't want to say they're garbage because I've heard there's dealerships that aren't terrible, but they're so understaffed that I don't want my camper sitting in their lot for months, me paying for it, not using it for something that I think is a simple fix. If I think it's a simple fix, I'll do it myself. I'm also going to be paying for. I'll probably be upgrading my insurance coverage here soon. So I know Progressive has a roof warranty. So that way, if there's leaks, or roof insurance, so if there's leaks, it's covered. And that's probably the route I'm going to go down. Barbecue Mike. Middlebury. And I don't know when it's going to be. I had an MRI on my shoulder, and I have a torn rotator cuff, a full tear. I think you got like 3 rotator cuffs in your shoulder, and I got a full tear in one of mine. And then I got tendonitis because the other ones have been overcompensating, plus cartilage damage. So at some point, I'm going to be down hard when I get this fixed. Not sure when that'll be, though. Is anyone going to be at – have they scheduled Mustang Week this year? Does anyone know? Is Mustang Week on the books? I'm not going to pits this year, unfortunately. I really wish I was, but it's just not in the cards, unfortunately. What is that? Oh, shoot, it's my dad's parts. I think I've talked about what I want to, guys. So I think I'm going to just go ahead and open the stream up. all you fine fellows who'd like to hop in. Bear with me, folks. If my computer will ever load, I can pin this thing. There we go. Please hit that like button, guys, if you have not already. Oh, man. Well, the crazy thing is, like, so I was in the gym yesterday, and I'm 99% sure that tear happened in 2016. I'm pretty sure I've been living with this for 7 years and just dealing with it because I've always had this pain here. I think it happened on a ship. Oh, shoot. What's up, Nate?
What's up?
Oh, I can't hear you. I had this muted. Now I can hear you. I'm pretty sure the injury happened on a ship. I was doing shoulder press, and the ship took a roll, and I had like a 90-pound dumbbell, and it just rolled back, and I think that was all she wrote. I remember being out of commission for a couple months after that, and then eventually I could finally lift some stuff. And now I can lift a fair amount. I still bench a lot, but it comes with consequences where I get sore later.
So when you get surgery, we can do the 3-day marathon for the Paxton Fund.
Yeah, I don't think that'll work out very well, but I'll be dead on the inside and the outside.
I was actually trying to get in. I didn't realize I actually hit send on that.
No, that's funny. No, I did the MRI, and I've never had one of those done before. And honestly, they said like what you're gonna feel. Like I had to get the dye injection, and they said your arm's gonna feel like it's a lot of pressure in there from all that liquid. And I don't know if it's just because I do have a kind of pretty broad shoulders, but like that didn't bother me at all. I didn't feel the dye go in. I didn't feel it in there. I didn't feel any difference, any pressure. What I did feel was a freaking turkey baster of a needle get shoved in there. And that was not pleasant at all.
What's your thoughts on the GT500 mufflers? Not the quad.
They do sound. I saw your post. 500 is overpriced.
No, that was new. That was if you bought them online.
Okay, yeah. They do sound really good on a Boss 302. I also think that you could get away with deleting the resonators because it's a chambered muffler and they sound really good.
Well, I asked because the lady's selling them for $80.
Oh, I would pick them up. I'd pick them up just to have them. And
I just bought Borla S types used for $450.
I mean, it never hurts if you get them for $80. Keep them on the shelf. Maybe you get bored, swap them out eventually. You can go back to Borla's if you want to.
Yeah, I picked those up. The guy posted them in the GT500 Boss 302 pages.
Yeah,
buy, sell, and trade. And I was scrolling through, and I'm like, nobody's commented on this. It'd been up for 2 hours, and I messaged him immediately. He wanted $375. I looked them up. They're $1,200 to buy those S types now.
Hold on. What's the guy's name?
It was shoot. He shipped them, so I don't have to worry about that. I gave him the label, and I have the tracking. They're on a truck.
Hold on. Let me. There's a reason I'm asking. What's the guy's name? I need to know.
I'm thinking.
It's not. Hold on.
It wasn't one you've commented on. Don't buy from.
Okay, because that guy, his scam is he takes orders and then he'll send you tracking label for a postage stamp he puts on a.
Oh no! I actually printed the label for my company. I got the okay to make a label for FedEx. I emailed it to him. And he sent me the exact, because I actually have the label so I can see the tracking. And he sent me the actual receipt with that tracking on there. And then I tracked it. And it's on a truck. Gotcha. Unless he's sending blank boxes. God, what was his name? Let me just go on the messenger and look. He's a redhead from Missouri.
Okay, well, it's not the guy I'm
thinking of. No, I've seen you post "Don't do it," and other guys have too.
Be careful out there, Mike.
Come on.
Yeah, Victor, that's what I'm worried about. I am really bad at taking it easy. Like, I'm really bad at it. Like, I don't know how to gradually go back to, I don't know how to work myself up. Like, I go straight for maximum effort, which is a problem.
Aaron Roberts is his name.
You're probably fine.
He said he wrecked the car, and I actually clicked on his profile, and you can see what they've sold in the past. And the car it was on was completely destroyed, and it had been sold. He sold it on Marketplace. He was selling the Boss 302 intake that was new, he never put on. He'd already sold the headers.
Yeah, Eris, man, there's a website. So those Instagram pages where the guys are selling parts and they'll friend request you, like Mustang parts or whatever. He found one where the guy had, and that's the problem, is they'll put it to where it's a reasonable price, but it's such a tempting deal to not message them.
Yeah.
And so he found a Parnelli Jones cold air intake for $400, and I'm like, oh, dude, if it's real, man, like hop on it. I said, but I wouldn't pay for it any other method than a method that has buyer protection. And the guy said at first like Venmo, Zelle, or whatever. And it's like, and I looked it up. I was like, for him, I was like, hey, Venmo says they got buyer protection as long as you label it as a product or something like that. And he apparently, the guy tried to make him do Cash App, and I was like, nope.
This guy actually wouldn't message me back. It was like 2 days later. I messaged him, hey, have you got my message from the other day? And he was, because a lot of buyers don't tend to help anybody selling, like offer labels and all this, and I'll give you the price and some extra for the packing. So he kind of thought I was fishy. He was like, so how's shipping work then?
Yeah.
I explained it to him. So they're on the way. I couldn't believe it. I looked them up, and I'm like, they're $1,200 new.
Dude,
like that's ridiculous. I'd never pay that much.
Axle backs right now are ridiculous. I remember the first set of axle backs I bought for my 05 GT was the pipe bombs, and those were reasonably priced ones. They still are, but back in like 2013, they were like less than $300. Oh, Jesus. Hold on. Brutus is barking at something. I need to stop him. All right. Sorry about that, Nate.
No need to apologize.
Brutus is going to wake up the neighbors.
How's your son been doing? Is he okay? The youngest?
Yeah, he's fine.
Every night, or is it just on the nights you're live?
No, he's fine. He does. I mean, it's not every night. It does seem to happen a lot on Tuesdays. We actually had a bigger issue, man. So we were camping this weekend, and this kid came over to play with my son, play with Leighton, about same age, same grade. And in the outer bank or the beach here, you know, like you got like a bunch of trees that grow at odd angles, and they make up like this big tangled web, right? And so the kids were just throwing rocks into the woods. And I'm sitting there watching the baby, and I hear a thunk. And I turn over, and Leighton's doing this. The kid beamed my son in the head with a rock.
Wow.
And oh yeah, and I tell you what, man, like that kid. Sometimes I get, I sometimes he wears his emotions on his sleeves, but dude, he sucked that up, and he just like I could tell it hurt. I heard it, and as soon as I looked at it, it was already swelling, and I was like, holy cow, like wow. And so I grabbed like after we made sure he was like calmed down and good to go. Like he held it together until he got in the camper. But after I made sure he was good to go, I walked him over to that kid's dad. I was like, hey, here's the deal. I'm probably taking him to the hospital. If I have an issue, I'm coming back and we're talking. So,
yeah, absolutely.
But luckily, the swelling went down. He was fine. But man, I was I don't know. I try not to be
overprotective, but at the same time, there's no reason why somebody else's kid shouldn't have some kind of lesson be taught from that.
Well, apparently mom was super, like we ended up waiting to see if the swelling went down. We put an ice pack on it, and I left. I told them I was going to go to the hospital, and they knew what car I drove. And so I actually left to go pick up pizzas, and I think mom got really paranoid that I went to the hospital. And so they were probably afraid they were going to get sued. But they, she like walked over to my wife to see how he was doing. I think it was just to snoop to see if I had left for the hospital.
Yeah.
So today was supposed to be the boss owner's live stream, but I did apparently. Connor was I wasn't ready, and Connor was telling me that he had deleted all the files. So we'll see if we can get him back in time for next week.
I was gonna ask.
It was supposed to be this week.
I remember you saying that the files got deleted, and I figured you'd update us when you got them again.
Yeah, I mean, I really kind of left it pretty open, saying we'll do it once a month. So I mean, it doesn't have to be the first of the month, first week, first Tuesday. Or is this first Tuesday or is it second? No, it's first. What's up, Connor? Connor's living that bougie 350 life. I'm in caveman central in my Boss 302. I don't even have Bluetooth. Yours
doesn't have it? Oh, the 12s still have the old school interior.
Dude, 12s are a raw animal. It's a raw animal. There's nothing in there fancy at all.
I forgot. I thought about that one day, and I went, you know what? I think the 12s have that older interior, if I remember correctly.
No,
I don't think they have the sync system.
It's the same interior. We just don't have sync, I believe.
Okay. It's okay. You're not missing much.
Yeah.
Mine works about a third of the time.
I'd like to have the track apps. That's about it.
I didn't know they existed until you guys were talking about them. Like I'd gone through all the gauges, never went any further.
I miss having money for mods. I miss having money for any mods too. I'm saving. We're slowly getting there, guys. We're slowly saving for I don't even know what we're at right now. I'd have to go count the box. Whenever I get something, I just throw it in my little jar. I'm not sure how much is in there right now. I think a used kit for 4,000 is very doable. And then I'm figuring out how to get it installed and tuned for a reasonable price is my next part. But I've also got to do the oil pump gears.
That is going to be nuts if you do that. I talked to my buddy. He just did a 3.5 EcoBoost, his dad's, and what was wrong with it? Timing chains. That's what it was. So it's basically, I asked him, I said, how similar is it to the oil pump gears? He says it's almost identical. He says this is an absolute nightmare.
Well, I'd probably pay a professional to do that because I don't trust myself. On that car, I don't trust myself.
He told me, he says, if you need to put oil pump gears in your car, just pay somebody. Don't do it. He says, I know you can. He said, just don't do it. He says, you're going to save yourself.
Yeah, I think that's what I'd do anyway. It might be a good reason to come out and see HPR or see Ken at HPR in Tennessee. I don't know. But I need to, the car's not getting any younger. So, I think it's at the point in its life now where I need to hop on it. I know if I got a friend on Facebook who just put a Paxton on his boss, and he's in Tennessee, and his was making. Actually, I can tell you exactly what his was making. He posted it. He posted it in the group too, I think. Let's see. It was making. What's not his? There you go. I got the dyno sheet here. For the Paxton kit, he just put on there. They got him to 742 horsepower. At least in this sheet I'm looking at, and 534 pounds of torque.
It's insane to take basically a stock car, throw some oil pump gears, and slap a supercharger on it. It handles it, and you make 700 some horsepower.
Yeah.
Ford must have been thinking whenever they built the 5.0.
Yeah. Hey, Colton, what's going on, man? Yeah, they do the short antennas actually work? I put a short antenna on mine. I don't know. I don't really play with my radio. I think it does.
I'd wondered that too.
Yeah. And you said Eris says you need a serious clutch. And to go with the Caliber Stage 3 sitting on the shelf, I have an RXT. So I've got the RXT. Not only that, I went from a 23 spline. I've got the 26 spline. So we've got the upgraded RXT.
What drive shaft do you have? Drive shaft shop?
No, I got the Ford Performance one. So this should be the one they were putting on the at the time the 302R cars.
Okay, same one I have.
You have it on the car right now?
Yeah, I put it on when I did the training.
You like it?
When I did the clutch and stuff.
I love
it. It made it. It's if your wife is going to drive your car, it's going to be a big noticeable difference. I'm sure your car did what mine did. It'll kind of jerk a little bit if you're real easy.
Yeah.
If you're in any kind of loose gravel, it just spins the tires now. I actually got stuck in the driveway that I was driving up all week until I changed it. And I let out on the clutch and it just slowly dug a hole in place because all of it's transferred to the rear. It's not lost in that two-piece drive shaft.
Huh.
I was like, I don't know if I like this that much. But I guess it's not an off-road vehicle either. So,
what's up, Bama?
What's going on, guys?
What's up?
Yeah, I definitely want to get that on though. Like I was watching the videos on it. It's not hard.
No.
If I bring my impact gun with me, I could probably have it done in, I don't know, 45 minutes, an hour.
You don't have to take the exhaust off. So if you've seen any videos that you got to take the exhaust off, you don't. You can take it off and get it through.
I saw a video where a guy, he didn't take it off to get it out, but he took off one of the over the axles to put it down to fit it with a new one in.
I wonder if maybe it made. I guess I put mine on a lift at my dad's, so maybe that made a difference. But I didn't have to touch any of my exhaust; it was all back together.
Huh. Yeah, because he was on a lift too. So I don't know. I'll probably try and do the least path of resistance at first, but like honestly, if I have to just loosen some bolts, it's not the end of the world. I'll do it real quick, put them back.
If I remember correctly, I think I dropped it down from the front and then slid it forward out of the towards the motor. So if you unbolted it from the tranny,
yep,
and the rear end, I actually dropped the front down, pulled it forward a little bit, and lifted up the back and dumped it out towards the motor, and then put it in back that way. Because I didn't want to have to touch the exhaust, even though it was already off. But there was more bolts that I wasn't willing to touch.
Man, Mike says he's worried about the Mustang he's buying because his wife has a heavy foot. What you working on right now, Bama? You got anything going on?
I made a deal today to pick up Thursday the tubular upper and lower intake for the car.
Okay.
And did a little painting. That's about it.
Gotcha.
What motor is in that car, Bama? 5.0, or you got more done
It's
to it?
stock,
I've never
man.
talked to you about it.
It's just right now Explorer upper and lower with a 60mm throttle body and all, and
Okay.
It means you probably got
gears.
100 more horsepower than my Fox.
I don't know about that, but I do know this. The reason I jumped on, I was going to tell you, I'm finna buy that tubular intake and all Thursday. Believe it or not, $350. And
I don't know anything about the pricing for those.
Huh?
I don't know about anything about the pricing for that. That's good? I'm assuming.
It's about $1,200.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And so I'm going to have a Explorer upper for sale. Plus, I got the stock upper and lower on the shelf.
I'm not sure of the route I'm going. I've got the carb sitting here that I need to clean. It's just been sitting here. I haven't messed with it at all. It's because the block still needs the bolt jackets rewelded. I'm just so hesitant to take money out of the blower fund. Like, that's the problem. Everybody says pick a project, stick to it, don't bounce back and forth because you'll never get anything done. So I've been trying to stick to the blower things. I think I see a path to having one before the end of the year.
Right. No, what I was going to say was I was thinking, instead of keeping the original that I took off of it and the Explorer that I'm finna take off of it, that maybe work something out where you just pay for shipping. I'll send it to you and sell it, get what you got.
Oh, dude, I'd probably
add to your project.
I mean, you guys, you don't have to do that, man. I really appreciate it. God, you guys are way generous. See, I don't know how to. I get really.
Hey, I got it from Ford Blues for $50.
I got you. I mean, yeah, I'd probably even look at putting it on the car because I don't know this. Let me show you this carb. Hold on, let's see if I can grab this thing. I don't know the state this thing's in. It needs a rebuild for sure. This carb is not the cleanest thing. Definitely needs some attention. What is it? I'm trying to figure out what it is.
Looks race ready.
I can't see a number on it. It's a Holly something. I can't tell.
Well, I've got a Holly on my 68, but I don't like Hollies, but that's just me.
Well, oh God. So I've got, oh geez, now my hands are covered in crap. I mean, that came with the motor. It also came with the E7 heads. So, I did have MJI kind of look things over. Get out of this. MJI looked it over for me. He said he wouldn't even have he just slapped the motor back together the way it is once I get the bolt jacket rewelded. He thinks it's good to go. So I'll take his word on that. But yeah, I got to figure out, dude, I'm missing so much stuff. I'm missing lifter rods. I'm missing a lot of stuff. I got to figure it all out. And that's one of my issues. I got a good group of Fox guys here. I just need to get one of them I got one of them here who's done a bunch of motor builds. I just need to have him come over and kind of help me build a build list essentially, and just kind of get it on paper, everything I need to acquire. Oh,
well, offer stands. Just let me know.
What's up?
I said the offer stands. Just let me know.
I appreciate you, Bama. I appreciate it, man. What was I gonna say? Oh, you guys see that video I posted? So Guy from the Boss Group. Have you seen that video, Nate, with the NASCAR exhaust?
Yes, I do believe I have. I seen one. I seen him in the group talking about how he just got it back. He's got the one that looks just like yours. It's a 12 race red.
Yes.
And I think I may have watched the video too right before that. It was a short.
Yeah, I put it up as a short.
Yeah, I watched it.
He's gonna send me some more stuff when he gets it back. And I'm gonna put some more videos up of it. But it was recorded on a cell phone, so you can tell it's not really doing it any justice. If I can find the stinking. Let's see. There it is. All right. For you guys who haven't seen it yet, let me share screen real quick. Windows one. All right. We're shooting flames. Yeah, boom tube exhaust on there.
Can't hear it.
Oh, you can't hear it?
No.
Interesting. Hold on a second. Am I doing something weird here? You didn't hear anything?
No. I think I heard a little something at the very end, but
I heard a whistle.
I heard a bully.
Well, you'll just have to go look at it. I'll post the link.
Bully.
what's up, Sublime?
What's up, Nate? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you enjoying your car, or haven't you drove it? Or how was
I
your
have
drive
not.
back?
I've not been able to drive it 1 second since I got home from Tennessee. I washed it the next day, and it actually rained that morning into the early afternoon, so I just had enough time to wash it, and it's still not even completely. It's cleaned off of the dirt. The inside's still filthy. It still needs to be detailed, but at least it's clean. Can't wait to. What's up?
Did you drive it back?
Yeah.
How was the drive back with it?
So I only one time when I was getting off for gas, because I tried to do some pulls when I was in Tennessee to see if I could feel the difference, but I had the traction control on, which Ford's great traction control robs so much power you really can't even tell the difference.
Yeah.
But when I was on the way home and I hit I turned the traction control off, dropped it to third at about 50 or 60, and then did a small pull before I got off the highway. And I definitely felt the difference there for sure.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to see what that thing does in the eighth now. Should be better, I would think. Or quarter, for that matter.
Yeah, if you're going to watch that video short, I recommend watching it with headphones to get the best version of it. But, like, it's filmed on a cell phone, so I'm waiting to hear the one that's filmed on, like, high-tech equipment.
Brailsford, you need those boom tubes, bro. That sounded ridiculous. You need that on your car. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, that's what I need. I need to get pulled over constantly.
Dude, if you ain't getting on, no.
Not pass inspection ever, all that.
Well, I'm sure it's something that could be probably taken off and put back on.
Once you custom make it, as long as you use the same ball clamps, you should be fine. You should be able to unbolt it, put the stock stuff back on.
Yeah.
But
that thing sounded ridiculous.
And that's the stock too. And I'm pretty excited to see what it's at. The dude's got it. He's pretty down to earth. I think he works as like a corporate guy for like CarMax or something. And he's got like a Lamborghini Gallardo already, and that's like, but he likes this car, and he's putting the NASCAR exhaust on it. He was talking to me. He was talking about, potentially just getting rid of the Roadrunner engine, and he was like, "Man, maybe I'll just swap in a NASCAR, like a $25,000 NASCAR motor." It's like, dude, you're like, me and you are not on the same planet. Like, I spent $26,000 for my car. Guy Arto. Gallardo, Gallardo. Who cares?
Gallardo.
No.
Gallardo, yeah, Gallardo.
Gato.
God, I remember that cheesy song that had that phrase in it. And I got a Lamborghini. God, I can't remember the song or how it goes.
Yep.
Thank God.
So, Matt, now that you've got that done, do you have anything else that needs to happen to the car that you're planning on doing down the road?
Major, no. Minor, yes. Those frickin' strut tower covers that I got from, I won't even mention his name, need to be hopefully customized to where they'll still fit on the car the way they're supposed to.
Man, you're like the only guy who I hear of heard.
Dude, and it's funny because you think if he had such great customer service, he would have said, hey, you know what, just for craps and giggles, let me send you out another pair and see if these fit better. But no.
They
No.
don't fit?
No, dude.
Is it because your front end is smushed in a little from...
No. There's nothing to do with it. I even took the rubber caps on top of the shock struts, whatever you want to call them, off to give them a little bit more room to go down. And even still, when I do, it's literally like a little mini teeter-totter. It doesn't sit, the bottom lip of the cover doesn't sit flush onto the strut tower like everybody else's do. It's like a little mini teeter-totter.
But what's wrong with your car? Why is your car different?
I don't know, dude.
He's made that like the design doesn't change between GT500s. It's the
well,
same.
maybe his 3D printer frickin' was acting up that day. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know.
What's up, MJ?
What's up, MJ?
I don't really care, man. I'm just the face, the pretty face.
Not so pretty face, you mean?
Yeah.
You mean the bus driver billboard? Is that what we're calling it?
It's the billboard bus driver, yes.
And I also need to clean my air filter. I got to get a K&N kit, clean the filter, re-oil it.
Windex.
I still got to get the turn signals that I had put in. I got to get those tinted. My tint guy business must be good because he's booked till April 13th.
Oh, that's something else to talk about. I got sponsorship here from a local tint guy, who he said he was the one who organized the car show for the benefit for that girl. And he saw me filming and we were talking and he told me to come on out and he's going to tint the boss and he's going to tint one of the power wheels. He's going to put some tint on the front windshield. Oh, that was pretty funny. So we're gonna do a video of that. It should be pretty good.
What else do I got to do? Like I said, a whole bunch of small stuff.
I gotcha. What about you, Nate? Got any plans coming up other than you're figuring out your exhaust?
No, I gotta go. My uncle passed away on Sunday, so
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
worrying about making YouTube videos. Haven't been on the top of the list since then.
No, I hear you, man.
Were you close to him?
Yeah. I was. When I say close, he was the uncle that married in, that didn't fit in, but he was always the center of a conversation because he didn't
gotcha.
quiet. He was from Brooklyn. So, but he was a great guy.
I was trying to figure out
Thanks,
why. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're all good.
I was trying to figure out why this MGW is not looking like it's going to bolt up this transmission. It's because it's upside down.
You want me to send you a picture of what mine looked like on mine?
Well, it's upside down. I could tell. Like I thought for sure. I thought at first like, oh, it looks like it's upside down. Then I was looking at one of the brackets here. Like, oh, it looks like it could mount up here, but it doesn't. But after seeing where the hydraulic line is, it's for sure upside down. It just sits better on the. I guess he put it that way on the dolly when he strapped it on.
It doesn't look to be upside down.
On mine?
Yeah. Where's the starter? Is there a starter bump? I can't remember if them trannies had a starter bump on them or not. Where it actually engages, it should be on the passenger side.
Well, I'm pretty sure I'm trying to think here. Oh, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. You might be right.
Because that flat spot on the top of the giant slope that goes up in the bell house in the tunnel. That's why I didn't think it was upside down.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I feel like the TV show Dad in that commercial. It's not a competition.
Ow.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping this just all.
But I am his father. It's not a competition.
It's not. It's just. It's a fake one.
There you go.
What's that? I think I figured it out. Okay. I got it on there now.
Won't touch because it's too old. What? The heck's going on with that, Mike? Find another one. There's plenty of places out there that'll do them.
Like he's wrong.
That'd be hilarious. That'd be hilarious, super fast. See them get pulled over for that. Hey, my kids' electric cars are pretty quick.
Your youngest looks like he loves it whenever they're doing donuts. He's like jumping up and down. It's so funny. I laugh every time.
I was so worried because I put him in there and I was like, dude, I only brought a 24-volt battery. Like, do I want to put him in there? There's little Velcro straps you can kind of buckle them on for seat belts. But I was like, if he slams on the brakes, he's going to smash his face in the console. But I was watching him. He held on to the side pretty good. And they started driving, and he looked like he was having a good time. And so I'm like, all right, look, Max, go ahead and do a donut. I want to see what he does. And he starts like getting like real into it. I'm like, oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah.
I think we figured out where the boss is going.
Dude, I know Maddox wants it bad, but if that kid doesn't have a little more, I don't know. He doesn't do himself favors at home. He's confrontational. So if you can't straighten out, I mean, the boss is going to whoever doesn't make me pay for their future. So whoever gets like I don't care if it's a tech job or you go to college and get a good degree and good job. You get out of my house. You don't cost me anything, then you can have the car.
When you leave and I don't pay for it anymore, it's yours.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, it won't be immediately yours, but down the road, you should just know it's coming. Because I plan on I already plan on like having this thing through my grandkids, and then keeping my kids' Power Wheels in storage until I have grandkids, and then pulling them out and doing the whole thing over again.
Oh, I do have another purchase that I'm actually making this weekend for the car that Ken suggested.
Power Wheel?
A used Engage.
Yep.
What, to monitor temps?
No, to monitor knock.
Oh.
Basically to make sure that the car is not pulling too much timing. That's the biggest thing.
I've never had an Engage, so I didn't know what all they would monitor. I'm assuming they monitor pretty much everything.
Oh, dude. Short-term fuel trim 1 and 2, Lambda, knock, IAT1, IAT2, you name it. I mean, it's got almost every parameter on there.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. It's got like 60 different parameters for you to choose from.
Cheese.
And what's cool about the Engage is you can put 6 of them to be looked at all times on one screen at the same time.
Nice.
So I'll probably have it. Like I said, the biggest one's going to be watching the knock. Other than that, I honestly also found out from Ken, my car already has a IAT2 sensor, so I can see what my post-blower temperatures are, which is always a good thing too. He said that's so. Yeah.
Matt,
always good to monitor those.
Matt, I know you're super worried, but there was no mice in my transmission.
No, but there was the starting meal for what they will for when they come.
There's just a big spider.
Exactly. Like I said, their starting meal. They're like, all right, it's a house and it's got food. Let's get in here.
Yeah, but everybody moved away from SCT though, Colton, because SCT was the one that ratted out every other company.
Plus, Engage has way more parameters, I think, than the SCT, but I could be wrong. I don't know. And actually, I looked it up on Marketplace, dude. There's a guy
you
literally
said something you had no idea on. You're like, it has way more, but I don't know.
I think it does. I'm almost positive it does. Because I remember Alejandro talking crap about the SCTs.
Good night, Chad. Well, yeah, that was like I watched that video too, like that live, right after that they got busted by the EPA, and then they're like, well, everybody else is doing it too.
So yeah, I found one on Marketplace, the Engage, and it turns out the guy is like 30 minutes south of me.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Can
I'm
they
going.
still be used? I mean, you can still put a tune on them.
No, you can't use it for any tuning capabilities whatsoever. Unless I was to buy a tune from Lund, then they would probably unlock it or unmarry it and then be able to marry it back to my car. But I'm not doing that. I just want it for parameters. Later, Chad.
Why did they discontinue those?
That was right when the EPA did their crackdown.
I guess I wasn't paying attention then. When was this?
Oh God, probably what, a year ago now?
Yeah, I didn't have my car. I was still trying to figure out how to get my F-150 to run.
Dude, it was brutal, man.
That sucks. It seemed like everybody and their brother had an Engage.
Yeah, they were the shit. And like I said, if you still have one that's married to the car that you still have, you're good off. Because this way you can still tune with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Surprised somebody else hasn't tried to remake one like it.
The RTDs are basically the next latest and greatest.
What is it?
RTD device. That's what was used to put the tune in my car. I didn't buy one because the cool thing about RTDs is they're not married to a car. So Ken already has one, so he was able to just use that to install the tune in my car. And since I don't have two tunes and I'm not going back and forth, I don't need a device. Now, if I were ever to get a race gas tune down the line, then yeah, I would need to actually get a device to switch back and forth. But for now, I'm good.
So basically, that's just how they're loading the tune. Now, you can't actually really monitor anything without probably hooking up via laptop.
Yes, exactly. And that's actually what Ken just told me today. Yep.
Oh my God, this is like the coolest thing. Check this out. My kids would love this, but no way in hell I'm spending this much money. This is for sale.
Stupid fast. Only if it's on a laptop you can read it.
This is for sale near me. It's a kid's freaking.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
22 grand? Oh, get the hell out of here. I wouldn't even give it a thumbs up. No.
I mean, it's
That'll make the bank sad.
It's from a highly rated seller.
Highly priced seller or highly rated?
Booth.
Yeah. The bank will be sad and the wallet will be also sad.
Yeah, exactly. Buy another boss. Banks makes a nice gauge. That's kind of like an N-gauge. Oh, okay. Gotcha, stupid fast.
Yeah,
what I like about the N-gauge too is that if I desire to, I can pull the carbon fiber dash, a part of my dash off, and mount it into one of the vent holes, and then run the wire behind the dash to the OBD. I may or may not eventually have that done.
I think the one from Banks is called the Monster Gauge, is it? iDash. Is that the one you're talking about?
Oh, snap.
What's up, Pinks?
Hey, well, I have an N-gauge that was a Lund tuned N-gauge, so it's stuck to Lund, unfortunately. But I use it for monitoring, and I used an RTD, which I have, for programming now. But
Yeah, I guess
I have my RTD, so I can use it to monitor too with a laptop.
the guy, I guess the guy that's selling the one I'm buying, that one's a HP gauge, not a Lund
Yeah.
gauge.
The HP tuners gauge would have been. I didn't realize that they were different. That London put something in the firmware to stop you from being able to change it. I didn't know that when I bought it, or I wouldn't have bought that one. I thought they were all just usable by HP tunes, and yeah, it's kind of messed up when you pay that much money for one.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's locked down to one tuner, and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of shady.
Be pro.
This is the one from Banks that he's talking about.
Oh, I've seen those.
Put that
Yeah.
full screen, Brailsford. Pay attention.
Jamie just got one of those. Didn't you, for a truck?
Yeah, that's what a lot of people know Banks for is trucks. And that's what my buddy actually just sent this to me the other day. He's like, you need to put this in your Power Stroke when it gets done. I was like, I just want to get it on the road.
Yeah, I think Jamie just put that in her.
So, Brad?
Trucks.
What's up, Brad?
Brad, did you ever change out your exhaust, my friend?
Wow.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, this is like you were talking about Sublime. It says, let's see, including up to 80 ODB2 modes, values of over 300 parameters available to monitor.
For the Banks one?
Yeah, you can log up to 100 parameters.
Yeah, the Banks one's really nice.
How much are those things new?
$419.
Oh, really?
I don't feel the price is horrible.
No. If it's going to give you that many capabilities, it's worth it.
You can't tune with those, can you? They're just monitors, right?
They're just monitors, yeah.
But they can monitor so much.
Yeah.
What's up, Ford Blue?
Ford Blue.
What's up,
Did he ever
Ford?
finish up? So I had to step out at the end of his live the other day. Did Ford Blue? Did you get everything all buttoned up, or like what was the end state there of what you were doing?
I missed the live. I had to watch it later.
He fired it up that day, but it was leaking gas. It was leaking antifreeze. He just posted a short today of it running and sounding really good. And I don't think anything was leaking on it, but I'm not sure on that.
Later, Connor.
Every radiator were crappy because that will leak.
So I bought a dash, digital dash for my Focus that hasn't been fully completed yet. They're still working on it, and
Is it from
they're going to
Ford?
put a track mode in it. Yeah, for my Focus, and they're going to put a track mode in it. And the guy's working on it right now, and he's showing off what they're working on for different things. Yeah, and this is just on a regular, square or rectangular screen that he has put in his car.
Yeah.
And but they're when it's done, it'll be plug and play. Pull the old one out, throw this one in.
Later, Connor.
Well, I know that like the 2015 through 2017 Mustangs could throw the. That's pretty. Hold on, let me put you full screen.
Yeah, so it's got the G-force. So that would go where the regular dash goes, but there won't be any cuts in it. It'll just be. I don't know if you've ever seen the Focus dash.
No, I haven't.
Okay, it's a little different than the Mustang, but it's about the same size.
Okay.
Because I have a digital dash for my Mustang too, but it won't do all this. Now, they're going to be talking. You'll be able to monitor and run logs with it. You won't be able to tune with it because they decided not to get into that battle with Cobb and everybody else.
Yeah.
So you won't be able to tune, but you will be able to pull logs with it. It'll be upgradable. You'll be able to upgrade it in the future with new software. But that right there was just a screen of one of the track modes screens he's working on. The regular screen looks pretty cool. But
I'm assuming the dash in that is a lot like the 1314 Escape, how it's got like the cutout with the center where your gauge is in the center and everything reads off on the side.
Yeah, but this is like the regular dash that he's
okay.
on. Notice it looks a lot like the Mustang one.
Yeah,
But that's going to change. It's going to look a little bit more with the fonts for the Focus on it.
Okay.
But they're just working with what they have.
Ford Blue's getting a new house.
Yeah.
Yeah. He went by today. He posted a short of it.
Awesome. Congrats, man.
Hanks has got the beard growing back.
Oh yeah. So they're hoping that by third to fourth quarter this year they'll have the first 15 of them. The guys who backed it, they'll have ours shipped to us. And I think it's going to be on a Raspberry Pi.
Have you guys ever heard of a YouTube channel called Hycade, Hycade? He does renditions of cars.
No.
He's got like 185,000 subscribers, and he did a rendition of what the S650 GT500 could look like.
I think
Dude,
I've seen that.
holy schnookies, was that thing insane.
I think I've seen that picture of the.
I screenshotted about 7 pictures of it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It looks so good.
What color was it?
You trading yours
Ben
in?
said it looked too exotic for him.
Yeah.
You trading yours in, Matt?
Hmm?
So you can trade yours in?
No, because I know the price of those will probably be 150 MSRP, and then probably skyrocket price to over 200. No, I ain't doing all that.
We're about to have a huge recession and a housing market crash.
Yeah. Well, they've been saying that. People still buying crazy things, and I don't know how. Dude, I don't know how people just afford. I don't know how people afford the cars they're buying right now.
Credit.
I don't think
Lots
they
of it.
do. I think they put it on credit.
Credit.
Like they talk about how the recession's coming, but it's not coming because people keep buying. Well, I think they said that credit card debt's at an all-time high. So everybody just keeps buying.
Credit card debts are at an all-time high, and people are still hoping the government's going to give them more money.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten money from the government, and I keep having to pay them. So
If I get money from the government, it means I didn't make enough money. I need to go to work harder.
yeah, I don't make enough money anymore, but I survive.
Mid-engine boss, 2043. Yes.
2043.
I'm in. As long as it's not electric, I'm in. It'll probably be an EcoBoost.
It'll be an electric. It'll be all electric. In 2043, we'll be running on unicorn farts.
They did. I mean, so Ford did patent the name Boss EO2. It's patented.
Yeah,
it's coming. It'll happen at some point.
And it's not a Boss without that Boss engine in it. So,
well, I'm hoping it'd be cool. I mean, I'd be down for a mid-engine. You put a 429 in there, that'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, it would be. It'd be 429 electric.
Help the economy. Yeah.
Charge the Pro Charger.
I wish, man. Dude, there's a guy selling one in Virginia, near-ish to me, within driving distance. He wants $4,000. It came off a Boss. I want it so bad.
Then go buy it. Jesus Christ. Quit your dawdling.
All right, yeah. Let me just say,
hell.
I'm sorry, children. You just won't eat today, but at least the car will.
See, perfect.
That's what my buddy's dad did to him.
Your kids can forage. They can go out and find food. There's worms. There's bugs. They'll survive.
They'll just tell them to go to their friend's house. I'm sure they'll feed you.
Yeah. Please, sir, may I have some more?
I'd be down for I'd daily drive an electric car. I would to work every day. Shoot, man, all I gotta do is plug it in like a Power Wheel.
My son-in-law just bought a Tesla. He might be coming over the next week or two with it from Michigan.
You gonna race him?
No.
Oh, come on.
I've decided.
He already knows. Yeah, we already know what's going to happen there. He'll kill me from a dig. I'll kill him from a roll.
I don't want a Tesla. I want a Lucid.
A Lucid?
Is that
Lucid
that?
Air.
That's that like really short car, right?
No, it's not. It's a decent sized car, but it's a really expensive car. But it blows a Tesla away, both in build performance. They're really nice cars, though.
Oh yeah.
Look
I
up
just
the
looked them up.
Lucid Air.
I've actually seen one of these on the road, and I didn't know what it was.
They are badass. Their interiors are nicer than Tesla's, and they look better, and they're faster, and they have a longer range. But they only make a few. They don't make that many. Your Lucid stocks are doing good.
I want to see. I want to go for. I don't know if Toyota's put one in a vehicle yet. I'm sure they have. Maybe it hasn't been released. That hydrogen-powered V8 they have that's making over 400 horsepower. I want to ride it. Like, I want to see what that sounds like. Does it sound the same? Does it sound different? What's it sound like?
You're talking the one that runs off of burning hydrogen, right?
Yes.
Not the one that uses hydrogen to make power.
No. The one that's a combustion motor.
Okay, yeah. It sounds really good. I've heard it. The engine itself, I haven't seen it in a vehicle, but I've heard it. And yeah, it sounds pretty good.
Salty.
What's up, Salty?
I just talked to our one of our engineers out in Ohio. He has the brand new Tundra with a twin turbo V6, and he said that in the radio they actually plump. What did he say? They actually put somehow the radio corresponds with the motor RPMs to where it pumps noise in the background of the speakers to sound like a V8.
Dude, my buddy in my neighborhood, he's the service manager at the local Toyota dealership. So I had to take my truck over there to get a timing belt done. And we were talking about the new Sequoias and Tundras. So, like, you know, it's awesome, like the increased towing capacity, all that. And I think they look sick. I think they look awesome.
I like
especially the Sequoia. But they are having tons of issues right now. he's like, you don't want one. They haven't figured it out yet. I'm sure they will figure it out, but they have not yet. They said the turbos, the life, you know. So back, if you bought a Tundra, whether it be the 2UZ or the 3UZ motor, most of those motors are guaranteed to make it to at least 300,000 miles, probably 500,000 if you took care of it, or further. Like there's many million-mile 2UZ motors. This new one, whatever is the UZ Max or whatever the heck they're calling it, they're saying that like you're going to need some serious rebuilding, about 100K.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's because the turbos are going to eat themselves eventually, or something. There's problems with it.
Well, Ford, I don't know. Like Ford made the EcoBoost, and I heard the horror stories about the EcoBoost in the first gens, but I knew people with them, and they had 200,000 miles on them when they traded them in. They got the second gen. I know 4 people that all needed. One had already had turbos put on it, and he was getting timing chains put in it at 90,000. And 2 others in the same month with around the same miles were getting timing chains. And I've heard more stories of other people in our town, same thing. And I'm like, wow, it seems like Ford went backwards on engineering, not forward.
Yeah.
I actually talked to Ken about the EcoBoost when I was at his dealer. He said the 1.5s and the 2.0s stay away, which was what my Escape is, a 2.0. He said anything above that, you're fine.
These were 3.5s in the 50s.
I like my 2.3.
I like my 2.0.
At some point, I want to get rid of it and get something else. But Brad, 4Runners are definitely very dependable. I love my Sequoia, man. I love driving that thing. Feels like driving. I mean, it rides it's a 20-year-old car, and it still rides super smooth, like it's brand new.
A boat?
Mine rode great for 3. It had 333 on it when I got rid of it. It rode like new still.
Yeah, right now, mine's reading 328. That's what it reads, but it's got a newer motor in it, so I think the motor's at 160.
Passing to the north, Bama.
Too late.
Too late. Oh, that's funny. He's like, I'm good.
Hammer.
I gotta freaking set up my draggy so I can play with it tomorrow.
So, Pinks, I meant to ask you. So, when you're out driving the car on the street, Are you driving it on the drag radials, or are you just driving on regular tires, regular wheels?
Are you? Oh, usually I've got my NT05Rs on it. So those are good.
Okay. Have you ever put the ET Street Rs and went out for a cruise on the street with those things?
No, I haven't. But
Uh,
that's what's on. That's what's on it now. But I realize that when I have those on it, if I'm going to put it on the street, I got to put more air in them.
oh yeah.
They put the front end of my car down too low because they are taller than my regular tires.
Oh.
Yeah, they're pretty, and I didn't realize that, and that's why I had so much trouble getting it back on the trailer because the front end kept catching.
Oh God.
Because I have the tow hook or the not tow hook, but the Steeda hook up for getting just to be able to strap it down easier, and that kept catching into my trailer. Now it's all messed up, and I need a new one again for the third time. And I need to find a way to put a tow hook on the front, so I can just drag it, pull it up onto my trailer instead of driving it. Huh?
I've been looking at. There's a nice tow hook that's like discontinued for the Boss that I want so bad.
They don't have one at all I can find for the front of my car. They have one for the rear, and it's a pain in the ass to install. You got to take the bumper cover off. You got to cut and I think the one they used to have for the front, I didn't like it, and it's also a pain to install.
Eris, my EV is going to sound like a 69 440 Hemi.
Oh God. So basically, people are going to be hopping in your car. So, what are we driving? What are we sounding like today? Hold on, let me pump up a soundtrack here for you.
Haven't you seen like you can program the Teslas to like any control in there will make a random sound. It's like kids have like messed with their parents and like the brakes. You hit the brakes, it'll fart in the speakers.
Oh God!
People been driving, the guy's trying to stop, and all of a sudden you hear. And so like, it's just
you put a code to lock your kids out.
Yeah.
You get one that does that.
Oh man!
Don't do that.
It's about time for him to get ready to go. I don't want to encroach in Matt's time. I need to make sure I give him plenty of time to get going.
No, you need to encroach all you can because I can't go live tonight. I'm actually going to work tomorrow, but just a little bit. Got to go do a couple of minutes.
You can go live for a little bit. That's what I just heard.
No. We'll see.
Working tomorrow?
Yeah, I got a couple estimates I'll be doing. I'm going to start lining up estimates now when the weather is at least 40 or higher.
Yeah.
Figure if I can get a jump on work, it gets me more sales. Plus, it gets me back in the groove of things before things start getting heated, busy.
I have an estimate on my garage roof. It needs to be replaced.
If it's just asphalt, it should be fairly cheap.
It is. It's just asphalt.
Yeah.
Fairly cheap. Give me an estimate, right?
Not super cheap. It's a barn style, and it's a 20. The barn, or it's 24 by 40 is the size of the garage. So it's it's a lot of shingles, and it's attached to my house. But it's got different shingles than what my house has on it.
So that might be a good thing then. You might be able to get shingles that are closer match to what your house has.
Yeah, I don't think I got architectural on here though, which is what I just had put on my garage, my old garage, like a couple months before I sold the house. I had it match the ones on the house.
Architectural asphalt shingle roofs are almost one of the best ones to go with. You know why? Because the underlayment of those roofs is old school asphalt roofing. So you're literally getting two roofs for the price of one.
Road. It's a miniature road.
Crazy.
Stupid fast truck. Are you talking about your roof?
I'd like to get metal roof. Yeah.
I would like metal, but on the barn style, I've seen them and they get expensive.
Stupid fast. Ask Ken about a metal roofs at his shop. The day he was working on my car, dude, the winds were so bad, it literally sounded like his roof was about to blow off the place. It was just constantly clattering, dude. Oh my God.
The only issue I have with it, which my buddy's Pat put a metal roof on his camp 10 years ago, brand new. The roofs are great. They'll last forever. It's the screws with them washers. I think they make lifetime washers or lifetime screws, but they're ridiculous expensive.
And most roofers aren't going to use them to install them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So his was already leaking after 10 years around the screw. So they had to go up with silicone and silicone every screw.
Oh my God.
That's my trailer as of right now. The front end of my trailer that got damaged. So
from when the car slid up?
I got the toolbox open too. I got it opened and fixed it, and now it works again. Pulled the refrigerator out that used to be in the cubby, and now I just got to clean all that out. I'm going to clean up all that wiring because it's a mess. And then I'm going to just put a new front face on it, which will probably just be plywood, or, you know, I'll paint some plywood white, and, you know, that's it.
Or maybe put some plywood and then some white veneer over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I might do that. It depends on what I can find. And, you know, it's just like there's a close-up look of that. See that mess, the dirt and all that. But the winch is still there, and, you know, I'm going to redo all of that. There's an inverter in there. So the refrigerator was just an old school small fridge that was just plugged into an outlet back there. So, yeah. So I'm not replacing it. I'm going to leave that open for, you know, whatever. Just an open area. You can take it. Thank you. But
You've been hard at work at that. I watched your shorts whenever you were assessing the damage on it. And showing everybody.
Figuring out how to get that top off was the pain. It was actually bolted through that wood. So the wood top on there's a stainless steel top that goes on top of it. And it was bolted through with like large washers. I'm going to do a little bit better job of it when I put it back on. But yeah, it's going to be too bad to fix. I need to get some angle because the angle was all bent up and bent, and I had to cut some of it today to get the old part out. So I'll just get some new angle, get some new screws, put it all back together, and you know I'm gonna put the door back in the middle. So I just have to get somewhat thinner plywood. What it was like 1/4-inch plywood with sheeted on both sides, and all I have right now is 1/4-inch plywood. And
I'm sure it'll be better off than it was.
Yeah,
I got the draggy set up now.
Nice.
Check your texter, Brailsford.
Hey, is your draggy a C, a USB-C plug-in?
No, this is like the old one right before they switched over.
Okay,
What's up, David?
I have two.
I don't care. There's no way it's that much better to where it's worth it. Everybody says it's not.
It's not. It would have been nice to have the USB-C because that's what almost everything else I have is, and I have that plug in my car. So, but I don't have.
Is that it, Matt? That's a little much.
You think that's too much? Show it.
I don't like it.
There's 4. You got 4 pictures, right?
Yeah. My phone. Why is my phone so dark? Hold on.
It's a cheese grater.
Ken said it looks too exotic to him. Mark said it's got too. Mark said it's got too big of like running boards down on the bottom on the side.
Yeah, I think it looks like an aftermarket like Fast and Furious kit. Honestly, that's what it looks like.
I think it looks good. I think it looks sinister.
I would expect nothing less from you.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. There you go.
Yeah, I seen that one. I said if they come out with that, I'll be buying it.
See? Even Nate likes it.
I'll buy it. I'll trade the boss. I'll be buying it.
Good luck.
And then I'll buy another boss later on down the road after I can't afford that anymore.
Yeah.
That thing just looks like it's going to eat you.
The $3,000
No.
Yeah, really. I have to sell my house. I have to live in that car.
I could do it.
Yeah, that scoop is huge.
What's cool about that scoop is on the side of the scoop, it's actually got out holes for air to go out. And then there was one other outlet placed on it. Dude, that thing's got, it's like if you look at those pictures in detail, there's some cool cooling systems on that thing.
Yeah, too bad that's just a rendering by somebody.
It is.
I seen another one, and it was a mid. Have you guys seen the one that they did?
Yes.
The GT of the mid-engine.
Yes.
I like that.
That
Yeah.
was pretty
good to
nice
me.
too.
Behind the seat. That sounds fun.
Have you seen the rendering that someone did of a mid-engine Trans Am? I thought it looked freaking sick.
No, I haven't.
No.
I think it looked better than the. I think I liked it better than I liked the C8.
I seen the renderings of. I just seen it this week of the Buick Skylark. They were trying to bring it back of what it would look like today. Now that was a sick looking car.
Yeah.
Show that picture, Brailsford. That's probably the one Nate's talking about.
Man, you need to save this for your live stream you got going on at 11.
I can't show pictures on my own. I do the same thing I'm doing here anyway. So what's the difference? I'm either sending it to you or sending it to Gary.
Time at
This is
11
like-
p.m. Eastern. Is that what you're talking?
Yeah.
Is that the one you're talking about, Nate?
Yes.
Yeah.
it looks like
Yeah.
That's what a mid-engine Mustang would look like.
I would
Yeah,
take that
okay.
over a
A
C8
little
all day.
bubbly. It's a
It looks
little
like
bubbly.
they took the roof line from looks like from a McLaren, and then the rear kind of from a Ferrari.
I see Lamborghini Ferrari in it.
With a Mustang front end shoved on it.
Yep.
And probably Mustang taillights. Oh, excuse me.
Man, is this gonna make me download it on this other phone?
Download what?
Well, I was trying to use an old phone to use the Draggy, but I'm not sure if it's gonna pick up the satellites because it's not you. I don't have a SIM card in it anymore.
The Draggy should be the one picking up the satellites, not your phone.
Well, I need the satellites so I can use the video, or it won't let me go into video mode.
Well, yeah, but it's the
All right, we
Draggy.
got to go. Enjoy it.
You need to go outside of
You
your
out, Brahma?
Later, Bama.
Yeah, I'm out.
Later, Grandma.
All right, later, bro.
Thank you.
So if you take that Draggy outside, it'll get satellites better. But it's 10. What is it? A 10 gigahertz satellite GPS hookup, which is pretty fast.
Yeah.
Even for today's standards, it's pretty fast. I mean,
Well,
that's what my Horizon had was 10 gigahertz GPS.
The satellite, the generic satellite system we have is so antiquated.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, they've been around forever. They weren't designed. They weren't designed to do what they're doing right now.
No, but so that's why you use GLONASS satellites instead of the original GPS satellite.
No, I don't use the GLONASS. The GLONASS are the Russian satellite. That's how they
Yeah.
map our. That's how they map our bases.
Yeah.
Apple watches use GLONASS.
Yep. What's the Chinese one called?
I can't remember.
I can't either. I don't even think it starts with a G.
I'll be right back. I'm trying to find something.
But I remember my first use of GPS was in the Army in the early 90s, and we had these boxes that were about this big, about that long, and they had a 2 or 3, maybe even 4 line gray with black writing digital readout on it that had a backlight on it, one of those green backlights, and it would read out your location. You know, that it gave you longitude and
Moccasins?
I'm not even drinking, okay? I've had one beer with dinner and that was it.
Maybe that's the problem.
Yeah, it's not. I haven't had enough. What am I doing? I'm falling apart. That's what I'm doing. But yeah, I remember the old GPS was crazy.
We had
Oh, yeah.
we had one of those portable Garmin ones. We used to do the geocaching thing when it just started and it was like free and you have to pay to do it.
Before GPSs came out, my boss would have to make a copy of a map, highlight on the map from the office to the house for where we were going for the job, and then basically literally write out, okay, left on this street, right on that street, left on this street, right on that street. Here you go.
Remember how big it,
MapQuest?
I was about to say,
MapQuest.
remember how big a deal MapQuest was? MapQuest was clutch. I remember going on like spring break road trips with my buds. And we'd print out MapQuest, and you had one guy who had to be a freaking navigator.
Yep.
So I had no idea where I was going.
I used to use an atlas in my car. I always had an atlas in my car, the United States, and then I'd
Oh,
have
yeah.
state maps.
Back in the day.
Yeah, it's like land nav. When I was in the Army, land nav meant actually looking at a map and figuring out how to get there with a compass.
Well, it's
And I
nice.
was really good at it.
It's nice when you like. So I bought a, when you buy like an older person's, like I'm talking about like senior citizens car, and they still have like when I bought my Grand Marquis, it had like 1940s swinger CD music in there in the six CD changer in the trunk.
Bow chicka bow bow.
It still had like swing, like the dance type of.
Oh, that's weird. Never mind.
Jazz band swing from the big band, or not jazz band, but big band swing.
Yeah, and it had that. It had like an Atlas, of course, behind the passenger seat. Like people like you hear people like I lose a little bit of faith in humanity when you hear like, how do you I don't understand how you delivered a pizza without GPS. Like, well, people just knew where the hell they lived. That's just
and they knew the towns where they were delivering in.
Yeah.
I delivered pizza and never used the GPS one time. If I didn't know the address, I would have them look it up on the computer. And I was like, oh yeah, I can get there. We're good.
Well, I lived in a small town. I knew pretty much how to get anywhere in that town.
I broke.
I discovered my hometown. Everything was in a triangle. So if you go into a city, everything's a square block. We had triangle acres. Every road led to one.
Wow.
And then there'd be another one that crossed like this everywhere. And I told people, and they started paying attention. They went, wow, we never noticed that. But it's true. Everything led to a point.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I get into some neighborhoods that are like that too.
I think I need to go to bed, gents.
Wait, I broke my chat on my side. Who's red Mustang GT 500? Is that Zach?
Me.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
All right. I need to go to bed, and I know Sublime says, I guess he says he's got to go live at 11. So
No.
Says so.
I gotta get.
It does.
I
I
can read it.
broke my computer the other night.
I gotta get some early rest tonight.
I killed my
That's
graphics
not what
now.
this says.
12 is early.
Oh my God.
If you go on at 11, close at 12, we get an extra hour. You're going to bed early.
What time to be up tomorrow? Jeez.
All right. Well, anyways, I appreciate everybody's hopped in here. I need to get some sleep. And I don't know what Sublime's going to do. He's his own person. He can choose what he wants to do. So,
I like that new name.
Yes.
anyways, I'm going to bed, fellas. I appreciate everybody.
He just shakes it right off. Okay, yeah.
Hey, you got to get up early and driving the bus.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly.
I'll see you all later.
All right, later, guys. Y'all have a good one.
Later.